Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. Here now this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Well, the practices, the time spent in pre-event competition, and all the travel, it all boils down to this. All eyes of the wrestling community now turn to Istanbul, Turkey, the site of the 2012 World Wrestling Championships. Those deserving few will be crowned champion in 21 different weight classes, covering the 3 Olympic styles of the sport. TheMat.com will be there in full force, providing instant information mat side at the Sinan Erdem Sports Arena. Recently, this new arena hosted the World Basketball Championships, but this time, during this special week, it'll be packed full of wrestling fans from around the world. Competition will begin on Monday the 12th and will run through Sunday the 18th. The event will kick off with the Greco-Roman style, followed by the women's freestyle, and will close out with the popular men's freestyle championships. This event is an important Olympic qualifier, as the top 6 in each weight class will qualify their nation to compete in the 2012 London Olympic Games. 3 gold medalists are set to headline the talented Team USA, with 1 in each style. 2004 Olympic champion Cael Sanderson will wrestle at 185 pounds in men's freestyle. Sanderson, the head coach of the NCAA champion Nittany Lions of Penn State, made a stunning comeback after almost 7 years off the mat. At 105 pounds, 2008 world champion Clarissa Chun will proudly lead the U.S. women's freestyle contingent. A true inspiration for the U.S. women, Chun also competed in the 2008 Olympic Games and on 2 other U.S. world teams. Istanbul also marks the return of the big man, 2002 world champion Dramil Byers. Dramil will compete at 264 pounds in the difficult Greco-Roman competition. Byers won a world bronze medal in 2007 and followed with a silver medal at the Worlds in 2009. 2-time world bronze medalist Justin Lester will compete at 145 pounds in Greco. 2010 world silver medalist Elena Peroskova will seek to repeat on the podium at 138 pounds in women's. Other past world medalists on the exciting American team include Greco star Justin Ruiz at 211 pounds and 264-pound freestyle talent Travel Delegnev. Your direct link to all things Istanbul and the World Championships is themat.com. The top-rated website will provide live audio coverage from the tournament each day, with USA Wrestling's Jason Bryant on the call. Check themat.com for all the stories, features, interviews, and results posted throughout the week. Themat.com, keeping you up to date from the 2011 World Championships. Well, for the last 3 weeks, USA Wrestling's communications team of Gary Abbott, Craig Sesker, and Jason Bryant have been providing daily weight class previews of the World Championships. Prior to departing for Istanbul, Craig Sesker interviewed Gary Abbott and Jason Bryant as they discussed some key elements to watch for at this year's World Championships.
Well, everyone's very excited about it, not just the American wrestling fans, but the word's gotten out around the world that Sanderson's coming back. He last competed in Athens in 2004, and those that have seen him compete in the few events that he has competed in here in the U.S. are seeing someone who might actually even be improved from the person that we saw win the gold medal in Athens. So Sanderson's return gives a little spark to the U.S. team, but it also gives him a chance to get a world medal. He never got a gold medal when he was wrestling before at the Worlds. He won a silver in New York. So this gives Cael a chance to add something to his trophy case that he wasn't able to achieve earlier in his career.
Well, he says it himself. He's hot right now. You've seen it in his rope climb. He's challenging Obi Blanc. You've seen it in his grudge match with Harry Lester. He is all confidence right now. I mean, it's not just the doubles. Yeah, he's got the shirts that say "Got doubles." He's got more than doubles. And I think the last couple of months since he's made the team, he's really focused on his freestyle skills and not just saying, okay, I got to work on parterre, but really trying to make that double leg not just his bread and butter, but something that's going to score 3 points each time, not just 1 point.
Well, this is very important for them to do it at this tournament right now. Clearly, as the qualifier for the Olympics, the top 6 qualify. The U.S. feels capable of taking that spot in all 7 weight classes in freestyle, and I think getting athletes to qualify through this event will be a big boost for our program. Obviously, we're going to be measured by team placement and the number of medals won, but the athletes that are working together, all the coaches say they've had great training and that they're going to be ready, and I think they've set goals where each and every one of them is looking to become a qualifier for the Olympics right there in Istanbul. So yeah, I think newer faces will help, but I also think their preparation is going to be key and that they're going to be ready to do the job. Well, clearly we've seen in the rosters prior to the event that a lot of athletes have changed. They've dropped from the non-Olympic weights to the Olympic weights, either gone up in weight or dropped down in weight. So those 4 weight classes, which are Olympic qualifiers, will be highly competitive. You're going to see matches early in the tournament between world medalists. They'll be knocking each other out. This is a real key important match for each and every one in those Olympic weights. So I think it really affects this tournament considerably. And in the United States, we have a chance to qualify 4 different weights. We have talented athletes in all 4, but every other country is bringing real guns to those 4 weight classes. It will affect that tournament, and each and every weight class on the Olympic side is going to be loaded.
Yeah. It's completely possible, and for your American fan, extremely hopeful. Carissa not making the team last year might have been the best thing for her to reignite her Olympic goals and aspirations. Didn't make the team last year, and it has just been dominant this year. I mean, her matches with Alyssa Lampe at the World Team Trials this year were just a complete opposite, 180 of what they were a year before. So I think she's hungry. And with Elena making the finals last year, finally getting to that step, getting that world medal, and doing it to reach the finals, I think that's made her confidence that much more. She's been more focused. The confidence is there. I think she can do it again. Well, with some of the weight classes, for lack of a better term, they're not hollowed out. They're just they're redistributed. So Kelsey's been there. She was 5th in the world last year. Highest returning place winner at the weight. Adeline Gray, year off, coming back from knee surgery, was 5th in 2009 at a weight class that was a lot more populated with big guns. I think those 2 right there have a real good shot at making the finals and bringing home a medal regardless of color. And Whitney Condor, people look at it and say, oh, it's the first time on the team. She's a junior world champ. She's been experienced overseas for years. I mean, yeah, she's young. It's her first world team. But I think all 3 of those athletes at the non-Olympic weights, they've had their second chance to make the team going through the trials process. Condor went down to 48, Adeline down to 63, and Kelsey down to 55. Now they're all back at their natural weight classes, and I think the performance there will show that they're hungry, they're ready, and I think they can all 3 bring home medals. The only reason I want to see him do it again is so I can see Steve Frazier just go world champs like he did in Azerbaijan.
Hey, these guys think they can do it again.
What is it? It's 7, 5, and 3. Those are the numbers you got to remember. 3 gold medals, 5 total medals, 7 guys qualified for the Olympics. That's Frazier's goal. And you've got a team with half the team's returning. You've got guys that have won medals. Guys like Byers and Ruiz are very experienced. Harry Lester back on the team for the first time since 2009, back down at his natural weight of 66 kilos, if you can call that a natural weight. But in terms of 3, 5, and 7, that's the goal. Team unity. They seem put together right now.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I think they're going to make an impact people may not be expecting. Man, maybe the name change is going to go from bronze to gold. Clearly, he's one of the greatest athletes in the world, regardless of style. He's won a few medals before. He's got some fire in him. He's never made the Olympics, and he's going to stick it out this quadrennium with that goal. He's joined the Army. That seems to be something that he thinks is helping him to even do better on the world and Olympic stage. So can Lester do well? Yeah. Can he win? Absolutely. Will he? We'll find out when we get there. But he's got a lot of confidence and a lot of abilities, and still is driven by the chance to maybe get that first gold medal.
One of the highlights each year during the World Championships week is the FILA International Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremonies. This year in Istanbul, one of America's greatest wrestlers will be inducted into the FILA International Hall of Fame. 4-time world champion Tricia Saunders. Saunders becomes the 6th American inducted into the FILA Hall of Fame and the first woman wrestler. Saunders joins freestyle wrestlers John Smith, Bruce Baumgartner, Kevin Jackson, and Lee Kemp, along with referee Vince Saguaro, in this very special Hall of Fame. Saunders was the first U.S. woman to win a world title in 1992. She went on to claim 4 career world gold medals and a world silver, the most of any American. Saunders never lost a match to an American opponent. She holds the U.S. women's record with 11 national titles. Tricia retired from competition before women's wrestling was added as a sport at the Olympic Games. Her husband, Townsend Saunders, won a freestyle silver medal at the 1996 Atlanta Games. Townsend and Tricia served as the coaches of the first U.S. women's Olympic wrestling team at the 2004 Summer Olympic Games in Athens, Greece. USA Wrestling Weekly will be on hand at the FILA Hall of Fame induction ceremonies to bring you coverage of this historic event. It's time for the USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. Pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country. They're being considered for the photo contest page at USA Wrestler Magazine as well as USA Wrestling's Facebook page. This week's USA Wrestling Photo of the Week is taken by Sean Van Tol. It depicts 5-year-old Lane Van Tol of Platte City, Missouri, executing a perfect cradle on his way to a 4th-place finish at the Missouri Rookie State Championships. You can have your photographs considered by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, as the combined attention of the wrestling world turns to the World Wrestling Championships over the next week, you know it won't be long before the 2012 U.S. Olympic team trials next April in Iowa City. The process to determine the athletes who will compete in the Olympic trials has already begun. With that in mind, USA Wrestling has announced that the men's freestyle Olympic trials qualifier will be held at the Las Vegas Convention Center in Vegas, December 2nd and 3rd. The event will be showcased alongside one of the nation's most respected college wrestling tournaments, the 30th annual Cliff Keen Las Vegas Collegiate Wrestling Invitational. Now, wrestling fans will have the opportunity to see many of the nation's best freestyle wrestlers competing side by side with many of the nation's best collegiate wrestling stars. There will not be a U.S. Open in freestyle wrestling during the 2012 year, so this Olympic qualifying event becomes an important event leading up to the trials. The top 3 athletes in each of the 7 weight classes who haven't already qualified will earn a spot in the field at the 2012 U.S. Olympic team trials to be held in Iowa City in April. Now, online registration for this event is at trackwrestling.com. The important deadline to know, Wednesday, November 30th at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. In addition to top freestyle wrestlers expected, many of the nation's top college programs will be in action as well, including Arizona State, Boise State, Cal Poly, Central Michigan, Cornell, Edinburgh, Illinois, Indiana, Kent State, Michigan, Missouri, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon State, Pittsburgh, Stanford, Wisconsin, and many others. USA Wrestling's National Events Director Pete Isaias talks to us about this important event.
Well, I think, we've already qualified basically 3 people in each category through our World Team Trials that happened in 2011. So you're still going to see a great crop of athletes. You're going to, like I said, those assistant coaches that are still vying for Olympic trial spots. So you're going to see them along with some great college wrestling. I think it just makes a lot of sense to partner. The fans are going to be treated to a great weekend of wrestling.
In an interview with journalist Eddie Goldman of No Holds Barred, 1996 Olympic champion Kurt Angle confirmed his intention to try out for the 2012 U.S. Olympic freestyle team. We go back to the summer of 1996, the Atlanta Olympic Games in Georgia. A talented and driven young man from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a collegiate star for Clarion University. His was a legendary finals match against Iranian star Abbas Jadidi. In the end, and after it all, Angle claimed the 100-kilo title and Olympic gold. Angle won a world gold medal the year prior at the 1995 World Championships, also held in Atlanta. Prior to stepping onto the world mat, he was a 2-time NCAA heavyweight champion for Clarion University in Western PA. Since then, Angle has had a successful career in the entertainment field, with professional wrestling, TV, and film roles. He plays a key role in the new dramatic film Warrior, due to be released this fall. In the interview with Goldman, Angle said that he plans to enter the 2012 U.S. Olympic team trials in Iowa City. He's 43 years old come trial date and intends to compete at 96 kilos in the event. He hopes to train with the freestyle team USA sometime later this winter. Angle becomes the fourth past Olympic champion who's expressed interest in trying out for the 2012 U.S. Olympic team. He joins 2008 Olympic champion Henry Cejudo, 2004 Olympic champion Cale Sanderson, and 2000 Olympic champion, the big man, Rulon Gardner. Well, a special election will be held for USA Wrestling's Board of Directors to vote to fill positions on several standing committees. This election became necessary when the board approved amendments to the bylaws of USA Wrestling regarding committees just this last month. Several new standing committees were created and the composition of other standing committees was changed. Positions are available on the following committees, including freestyle sport, Greco-Roman sport, women's sport, audit and governance, as well as ethics. Any member with a current USA Wrestling membership card is eligible to serve, and any current member may also nominate another USA Wrestling member for these positions. Prospective candidates may nominate themselves or be nominated by somebody else. A nomination form must be received by USA Wrestling no later than October 15th. The form is posted on themat.com for those who wish to send in a nomination. Now's your chance to become more involved in your sport. Serve today. The winners of the USA Wrestling National Awards on the age group level have been announced, and these awards were presented this summer to leaders who are making a major impact on our sport. Louis Rossbottom of Jeffersonville, Indiana, was named USA Wrestling State Chairperson of the Year. This award honors a USA Wrestling State Chairperson for service and leadership beyond the norm. Rossbottom has served as a state chairperson in Indiana now for 5 years, a member of its board for 18. Past offices he's held include treasurer, secretary, team leader, web director, and session director. A key achievement in Indiana is the use of technology to improve event operations. Stacy Davis of Powder Springs, Georgia, was named 2011 USA Wrestling Official of the Year. This award is presented annually to an outstanding official within USA Wrestling. Davis holds a FILA rank of Olympic category and a USA 1 rank domestically. He'll officiate at the 2011 World Championships in Istanbul and the Olympic test event in London, England in December. Davis has worked major events including the 2010 Junior World Championships and the 2009 Women's World Cup. Bob Callison of Gilbert, Arizona, was named USA Wrestling's Junior Person of the Year. This award goes to a leader who works with junior level programs, which include grades 9 through 12. Callison has been junior director for Arizona since 2007 and serves on its board. Junior membership has grown in Arizona, and the state added a folk-style schedule as well. He coaches Arizona's teams at the Junior National Duels and the ASICS Vaughn Junior Nationals. Danny Struck of Jeffersonville, Indiana, has been named Developmental Coach of the Year. The award honors the top coach in the nation working with age group wrestlers. Struck has also served on the Indiana State Wrestling Association national team coaching staff for some 14 years now. He is an NCEP Gold Level certified coach, the highest level of achievement in coaches education. He coaches and directs Team Jeff, an award-winning club with over 120 members. He's also head coach of Jeffersonville High School. Mike Derone of New Holstein, Wisconsin, was named Kids Person of the Year, which honors a leader who has made great contribution to kids wrestling in the United States. Derone was a state coach of the Wisconsin Wrestling Federation for 5 years, coaching athletes of all ages in the state. He's led Wisconsin schoolboy and cadet national dual meet teams each year, and he coaches the World Class Wrestling School, a USA Wrestling club which trains youth athletes on a year-round basis. He enters his second season as the head coach at Lakeland College. USA Wrestling Director of Program Development Les Gutches talked to us about the impact of these volunteer leaders on the organization.
I would say, our volunteer leadership. I mean, we're a volunteer organization. Our volunteers are the ones rolling out the mats. They're the ones, officiating matches. They're the ones pairing tournaments. They're the ones coaching kids and making a difference in their lives. And I can't say enough about our volunteers and what a difference they make in USA Wrestling and the sport of wrestling in general. So, they're who really drive the organization and who really make a difference.
It was then shipped to Fargo. The mat was used on the raised center platform called Mat 1 all week in Fargo. Once the ASICS Junior and Cadet Nationals ended, this blue and white mat with the USA Wrestling logo was awarded to USA Wrestling Ohio. The state leadership in Ohio has already started making plans for its use. The donation continues a long-time commitment by Dahlimer to to assist USA Wrestling in achieving its mission and improving the sport. The mat breaks down into 7 sections, each weigh about 100 pounds. It's fastened with a Velcro system, which allows it to be assembled easily, yet cannot be pulled apart in use. Mat tape can be costly, expensive, and messy for teams when it's applied and taken off the mat. Dollarmer has begun its marketing campaign of the Flexi Connect mat to the wrestling community, and you can click through for more information on the Flexi Connect and other Dollarmer products by visiting dollarmer.com. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly. Wrestling fans, USA Wrestling has launched a top social networking site designed for you. USA Wrestling Nation is the latest innovation provided to the wrestling community by our sports national governing body, USA Wrestling. Post photos, blogs, and videos, interact on boards. Keep up with your favorite wrestling personalities with USA Wrestling Nation. It's free to register. Join the thousands of wrestling fans that have already signed up and become a part of the USA Wrestling Nation at usawrestlingnation.com. Wrestling legend Cliff Keen, a Wrestling Hall of Fame coach and the founder of Cliff Keen Athletic, will be one of 4 industry leaders elected to the Sporting Goods Industry Hall of Fame for 2012. The evening of Tuesday, May 8th, Keen will be honored posthumously at the Westin La Cantera Resort in San Antonio, Texas. Last year, wrestling legend Bill Farrell of ASICS America was inducted into the Sporting Goods Hall. Keen's wrestling career is well documented, serving as the head wrestling coach at the University of Michigan for some 45 years between 1925 and 1970. His teams won 13 Big Ten championships, and individual wrestlers he coached won 11 NCAA titles and 81 individual Big Ten gold medals. He coached a U.S. Olympic team and was an author of a book on the fundamentals of amateur wrestling. One of Keen's biggest accomplishments in his career was when he invented the first wrestling ear guard. This invention became mandatory for scholastic and collegiate athletes to wear during practice and in matches. In 1958, Keen and his son Jim started Cliff Keen Athletic to manufacture, sell, and promote the ear guard. Today, Cliff Keen Athletic provides protective equipment, uniforms, and workout gear for wrestling and other sports. Its product line also includes ice hockey helmets officials wear for baseball and football and other sports. Congratulations to the Keen family on this well-deserved honor for a true wrestling pioneer, the late Cliff Keen. Well, USA Wrestling Kansas has announced the creation of the Kansas College Wrestling Fund to provide financial support for Kansas colleges and universities with active college wrestling programs. This financial support will help provide wrestling, academic, and eventual career opportunities for student-athlete wrestlers in the state of Kansas. The project will be overseen by an 11-person fund committee of Kansas wrestling leaders chaired by Sean McCarthy. The group has begun its fundraising efforts on behalf of all those colleges and universities that offer wrestling. Well, the plan is to invest in the future of Kansas collegiate wrestling programs by keeping a portion of the annual donations and earnings in the fund. Individual and corporate donor giving levels have been established. Let's go ahead and throw up the information on the screen here. Anybody with an interest in supporting college wrestling in Kansas is encouraged to participate. You can make your checks out to USAW, Kansas College Wrestling Fund, and send them into the information on your screen. USA Wrestling's Director of Program Development, Les Gushes, explains why the program is so important.
Anytime that we can support college wrestling, it's a great thing. It's nice to see our state organizations who step up. I know that Kansas has started this foundation. Georgia's actually given cash donations directly to college programs. Some other states like Oregon, Illinois, and Tennessee have taken advantage of a new program that we have called the Making a Difference program. And so we've, in addition to the national office supporting college wrestling, we've got a lot of states out there doing some great things, and I'm excited about it.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you all next week right here on USA Wrestling Weekly. Have a good one, everybody.